the general approach for these kinds of things is that you start with a general formula. So if I ask you something like, how much money does Google make every day when people search for lawyers? That's a great question to start with a formula of saying, well, Google will make as much money as the number of searches every day that people do on Google when they search for lawyers, times the average revenue that Google makes on such queries. And that average revenue can be broken down into the click-through rate times the cost per click. And so you start with a formula like that, and then you can launch deeply into figuring out the different parts. You're simplifying the problem into smaller things that are more, I guess, approachable. And you start to give your own justifications for each of those variables. And then by the end of it, you should have a precise number that you multiply together, and then you come up with a final formula. And sometimes the final number that you arrive at is going to sound really high, or it's going to sound really low. So you have to, if your intuition tells you that that number is too high or too low, you can start revisiting the intermediate factors at the end of the question and say, hey, I think my overall answer is very, very high. So let me look at which of my factors may be a little bit higher than reality. And then you start adjusting from there.